This meeting is being recorded.
So I have earlier also explained, and this once again I'm just repeating. Uh, the articles are not put before the name of person, right? In general,
Yeah.
so it will not be Labhishek or Lajithin, something like that. It will never be like that, or it will not be before. Let's see, Professor Amitabh, something like that. Before that, there won't be articles used like article like la will not be used, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So these things you have to again make note of. Now I've shared with you guys two exercise, two basically quick test of whatever we have learned till now. So just go to the link that I shared and attempt these two tests. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Once done, just let me know.
This meeting is being recorded.
So what I was explaining you is that when you should first make your own group, right? Like
Yes.
two are there in this call. So at least you make your own group first of all, right? And then do a group study. Like when we are doing class 3 days, apart from that, the rest 4 days, find a common time schedule. And on that common time schedule, you should meet every day for 1 hour or 2 hour, whatever. All the homework, all the exercises, you can do it together. Okay, so that it will be helpful to each other. Sometimes you might have missed something that I have explained in the class. The other guy can help you, and each other you can help, right? And then
Yes.
you can
Correct.
practice question asked. So half part you can keep it as written writing. Half part you can together listen something like some podcast, some videos, some YouTube channels, something like that. Some cultural videos you can watch. On our channel it says there are 50 plus. So then after that together you can have some kind of conversation for 10-15 minutes. So this will certainly help you a lot as we progress along, right? So you'll be
Right.
actually not spending only the number of hours that you're with me, but you'll be spending at least double that, double and that. So it will be certainly very helpful. And after some time, as you learn some, okay, some amount of language, you have some amount of vocabularies already in place, then you expand your arena. You can uh, I can also give you the group's name, and then we have also group. So I'll add you all the places, and then I'll also ask you where all you can add yourself. We have large groups on LinkedIn. Our own large groups are there on LinkedIn and Facebook. So all the places I'll ask you to join, and then there you can put a request to form a what practice group along with,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then in the practice group, you'll certainly expand your, a group, and then slowly you start making a kind of conversation hour or something like that, right?
Yes.
So these are the ways how you can start finding the speaking partner or practice partner for language.
Yes. Correct. Agreed.
And then after that, I'll also help you in later on expand the that group with French natives people also. There are many French natives who will be readily happy and happily helping you, and I'll help you in different ways how you can find them. Okay,
Thank
we
you.
go along. So let's focus now, and let's see what responses Zithan has made here. So this is correct. This is correct. This is correct. This is correct. Very good. This is also correct.
That
This is
was I'm
also
not
correct.
sure about that.
Okay, last two questions. Jithan, you have to answer it in French itself.
Okay,
Hmm?
so I have one minute.
Okay, you have just translated it, but it was not translation. It was just a question, and which
Okay,
you had to answer. Okay.
okay,
So when we are doing French assessment, when the translation is required, I will put that. Traduisez s'il vous plaît or translate, right?
okay,
Otherwise, you have to simply Just go and answer the question.
Sure.
Great. So this way I'll keep sharing different tests or different kinds of quiz, guys, time to time, and the performance in the class, performance in your homework, and performance in the quiz will have a certain amount of weightage in your final results. Okay, so we keep certain weightage for each of the things, and the final examination which will happen at the end of the course. So together you will have your grades awarded to you at the end of the course. Okay.
Just one question, Amita. When will A1 get done? Any idea, rough idea as to in which month?
We are in February right now. We started in the beginning. So I think January end we started, right? 25th around. So April end, at least you keep in mind, April will be somewhere in between or end of April that we'll be finishing A1. Okay, because in between there will be Holi and other festivals or something. 1 or 2 days there, and otherwise we'll try to keep the classes going on most of the time. Okay.
Yes.
And if you keep doing homework, then it will be easy for all of us to move forward, right?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, so let me share the next lesson that we'll be doing today. Is we will learn about, again, we'll come back to the nouns and we'll come back to singular and plural of the nouns, right? This was left out that day. So we'll start from there. So as there's something similar to English here, that in English also we make lots of nouns from singular to plural by adding S, right? S alphabet. So here also in French, many or most nouns will change from singular to plural by adding S at the end. But I'm going to teach here more about where we will not have S or will not add S, and how the changes, how there are in other ways we can make a singular noun to plural, or is there, let me mute you guys, huh? Okay. So is there ways that in some nouns there are some, instead of adding S, something else will be there, or are there some nouns which are always in singular or always in plural? So we will have all sorts of things here explained, right? So first rule, in first rule was most nouns can be changed or are changed to plural by adding one extra S, like la famille, les familles. So here la or le will all, this is what? Articles, right? Article, definite articles, right? This also will come in plural along with the nouns, which is changing in plural, right? Now, this is common. Now, what are not common? What are special rules? Let's focus now on those. So if you find any noun with ending as S, X, or Z, remember this, when there is a noun and at the end there is S, X, Z, that these alphabets are silent also at the end, right? Earlier we have learned when we were learning pronunciation.
Yes. Correct. Yes.
Right? So whenever you find these 3 letters at the end of any singular noun, these nouns will remain as it is in plural also. Okay, so these nouns will be as it is in plural also. Why it is like that? It is like It is because other than S, there are some places where we add X or Z to make a singular noun to plural noun. So as soon as X and Z are there in any of the noun in French, it is anyway plural. And there are some which are in singular also same and plural also same. Couple of common singular and plural nouns which are same, I have listed down in this PPT. Okay, couple of examples. So how do you find out if this noun is singular or plural?
So basically, we will use the article in order to change it to plural, right?
We will not use to change it, but we will just use articles to understand if it is plural or singular.
Or singular, yeah.
Yeah. We
So in
will,
order to understand if this is a okay, so basically these are just words that are ending by default in S and X and Z, right?
yes,
So basically they are just perfect nouns by themselves. So they're not in any plural form. So for French, in order to make it most like plural, we do like in English we say like let me take one example here. So country is countries
right.
in India, but in English. But here it's Le Pays. Le Pays is a country, and Le Pays is countries, the countries,
Yeah. So le pays is the country and les pays are the countries.
the
Okay?
countries, correct.
The countries like, so
But
this
it
is,
is understood to be countries only.
yeah. So whether you understand it's country or countries, noun will be same. Only thing is that you'll understand if we are talking about many countries or one country by using an article before it, so that you can understand, okay, it is plural or singular. That's it. Okay. Usually in French, we put, most of the time when we write noun, we always try to put one article there, definite article. This is put because with that you can find out if it is masculine singular, feminine singular, plural, or if it's starting with a vowel or H. So this is anyway there. At the same time, now it is also used to find out if it is plural or singular, right? So this makes the life easy
Yes,
with the
yeah.
use of articles.
But then when they speak it, it will be a little difficult to
Yes,
understand
exactly.
between
When we
le
speak,
and le.
exactly. So when we speak, then it will be completely differentiated in any way. As we use le or la before the noun, it is singular, or L apostrophe also in some cases, it is singular. And then when we put le, then it will be a different way pronounced, right? For example, le coq, les coqs, le prix, les prix, le nez, les nez, l'ananas, les ananas, le biou, le bas, les bas, le bras, les bras, le colis, les colis, la foi, les foies, le héros, les héros, le palais, les palais, les par-dessus, les par-dessus, le pays, les repas, le tapis, les tapis, la voix, les voix, la croix, les croix.
So it's singular, it will be le and la, and in plural, it will be le.
Yes.
So we
In
need to
plural,
be
as
very
soon as
careful
we
with
are
the
putting in
pronunciation.
articles are changed to lay only, right? Got it?
Yes.
Yes.
So we need to be very careful with how we pronounce it.
Exactement. You have to be very careful when you pronounce it. So pronunciation, because language usually have developed themselves historically, first in spoken, then written system has developed, right? So to fit in there. So always pronunciation, where how you speak is very, very important, right? So
Yes.
try to practice as much as possible. So that is why I'm, focusing more to form a group and together start practicing. Now, let's move to another type of, before, I'll leave, once we finish this slide, then I'll leave it on you to practice this and complete this size, these sections in notebook, and at least write all these once in your notebook right away. After that, we'll move to the next. So first, before you start doing this exercise, let's understand the other part also on this slide. So as I was explaining you, you've learned two rules by now. One, general rule where you'll add an S or S alphabet or letter to make it plural. Second rule is that wherever there is a noun ending with S, X, and Z letter, it is anyway plural or same in singular. When the noun, now the third rule, when the nouns ending in EU, AU, OU, EAU, all these different types of EU, AU, OU, all these nouns earlier, whenever we were learning about, you know, masculine, feminine of the noun, we have learned about these nouns as what? Masculine or feminine?
Uh,
I've
the
explained you in
so
the
I
last
didn't get your
lesson.
question. Yes, these are I think feminine. No, masculine. The reason is
Exactly.
because only the ones with an E at the end would be considered to be.
So guys, it is very much important to recap your lessons. Huh? So again, I'm explaining you. This is very simple to recognize any noun ending with EU, AU, OU, EAU. All these nouns are first of all masculine nouns. Okay.
Masculine. Yeah.
Now, second thing is that as soon as you find these endings, except for exceptions, these will be changed to plural by adding one X at the end. X. Okay. So here are some of the nouns which are ending with EAU, and all of them are getting changed to plural by adding one
X.
X or X. Okay. So for example, pronunciation, let's also see the pronunciation. Pronunciation will not change at all because X at the end doesn't have its pronunciation, right?
Yes.
S,
Yes.
X, and Z will not have pronunciation if it is at the end. So pronunciation of the noun will remain the same. Again, when we are pronouncing it together with the articles, then only we can differentiate. For example, le bateau, le bateau. Bateau remains the same in singular, plural as pronunciation. Le bureau, le bureau. Le cadeau, le cadeau. Le chapeau, les chapeaux. Le château, les châteaux. Le couteau, les couteaux. Le gâteau, les gâteaux. Le manteau, les manteaux. Le morceau, les morceaux. L'oiseau, les oiseaux. Le rideau, les rideaux. Right? Got it?
Yeah. So
So,
what about water? How do you make it as
low,
plural?
low.
So it'll be AAUX only, right?
N- Uh, water is ending with what?
EAU.
EAU.
EAU. Okay. And then what do you want to make water as?
So if it's so EAU is water itself, like the spelling. I mean, right? That
Yes.
they call water.
So what will
So
you
if it
do in
is
plural?
le,
Lezo. Okay.
yeah, lezo,
Yeah,
because
but
it's
generally you will
with
not use
then
water in plural very because in normal way also you hardly use water as a plural, right? So
yeah,
generally
I
we will
don't think
not
so.
use.
Yeah,
Generally you will not use, right? But
yeah, yeah.
standard singular plural rule tells that you will change it as
X in
AUX,
the end.
right?
Yeah.
but there will be hardly any places where you will be using water as a plural one.
Yeah.
Getting it?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Next thing is, as I said, if it is EU ending, okay, there also you'll put an X, but there are some exception there. Okay. Le nous, les nous. So this is about tire. Okay. Tire, tire, and tires. So this will here, this will change by adding an S. So there are one or two exceptions. Apart from that, the rule remains the same, that you will add each at the end to change it to the plural. Le cheveux, les cheveux. So in French, hair is converted into plural also. In English, we don't convert hair as in plural, right? Hair remains hair itself, right? So here hair doesn't change to hair
Yeah.
in English. But in French, you have to remember that le cheveux changes to les cheveux. Le jeu, les jeux. Le lieu, les lieux. Les neveux, les neveux. Okay? So this way we change EU ending. Okay?
Yeah.
Now we'll do this exercise, but there are one more EU ending that I'll explain you. Let me explain this and then only you'll do all the exercise. Okay, first. So the other rule, first we'll learn about this because we are going through the OU, AU, and EAU. So again, there is another OU ending, and this will also, as I explained, we'll change it by adding extra E,
Correct.
right? To make it plural. Les bijoux, les bijoux. Les genoux, les genoux. Okay? Or les joujoux, les joujoux. So this way you will change it. Then,
Okay.
similar to these rules, there is one more place where you will add or you will change AL to AUX. Okay, looks similar, little bit similar. AL at the end usually gets changed to AUX, but there are again exception there. Some places you have to remember that it will again change with the S. For example, le bal, les bal, le festival, les festival. So these two examples I have put where we don't choose, we don't put or don't change AL to AUX. But there are nouns where we make changes by of the ending AL, remove that L and put UX, or remove that AL and put AUX. For example, l'animal becomes les animaux. Le cheval becomes les chevaux. L'hôpital becomes les hôpitaux. Sorry, les hôpitaux. Okay. Le journal becomes les journaux. Got it?
Okay.
Any doubt here? Or any question?
No.
Okay, so let us, before we go to these, let's first do a little bit of practice. Okay, let's go back to the first slide and then do these exercises first so that you'll have some amount of practice and sink in before we move ahead further. Otherwise, it'll be too much, right? To just quickly go through. So let's do these complete. Put the plural form also along with so that you'll have a little bit of practice here, then this one, and then we'll do the first two ones practice, and then we will move ahead further to complex nouns. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll stop the recording for the time being then again, because listen stops here and you start practicing. So let's go ahead for the other irregular plurals or singulars. Okay, so there are some irregular types of plurals that you see here. So there is no general rules are followed. So you have to memorize them. Okay. For example, l'œil. Œil means eye. You have learned about this. I've already taught you about minuscule alphabet, right? Or character. So this O and E, œil. L is not pronounced at the end. Œil. L'œil with articles. And plural becomes les yeux. Les yeux for eyes. Le travail, les travaux. So les travaux is karib similar like this one. Okay. So les travail, les travaux. Madame, mesdames. Monsieur, messieurs. So these are irregular ones. What you have to do with minuscule, these are words that I have put here. So you have to convert these in plural as homework. Okay. Now the other types, there are some compound nouns which do not change in the plural, but you can make it by, you can, find out if it is singular or plural by just adding again the articles in plural form. However, there are some compound nouns which changes in the plural. Okay, how? By adding s in both the parts of the compound nouns. Okay, for example, l'après-midi doesn't change. So we just put les après-midi in pronunciation. You'll be able to make changes. Le gratte-ciel, les gratte-ciel. L'hors d'œuvre, les hors d'œuvre. Les rendez-vous, les rendez-vous. Now, le grand-père, les grands-pères. La grande-mère, les grandes-mères. Le grand-parent, les grands-parents. Understood? So these are two nouns together becomes one noun like compound noun. Okay. So some of them changes, some of them don't change. Okay. So you have to again memorize these by practicing. And the next one is there are some nouns which are always in plural. You might have seen some of them even in English, like scissors. Scissors are always in plural form. So les ciseaux. There is no singular form of this. Les gens means people. There is no singular form. Les lunettes, glasses, eyeglasses. Les vacances, vacation. Les mathématiques, mathematics. Okay. So these are plural noun itself. It doesn't have any singular form. Similarly, there are some nouns which are always in singular form and there is no plural form, but that singular noun itself denotes a plural or group of people or group of things. For example, le public. Public is public. So this is in singular form, but in sentence also conjugation will follow like that, but it will mean as a group of people. La foule is crowd. Tout le monde, everybody. Le groupe, la police. Okay, all of these are singular form of the noun, but it denotes a group of people or group of things. Got it? Any doubt or any question you have now? You can unmute yourself.
So how the police is pronounced?
Police.
C is the E is silent, right? So
C and E is what? In the case of when C is followed by then C will be pronounced as sir, right?
oh, fully pronounced. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Police. Any other doubt?
No, I think.
Okay. So we will end up the class today here, singular, plural. You guys have to practice. Again, there are homeworks. What are the homework? One is, again, you keep continuing the nouns, 5 nouns every day. Second, You practice these singular, plural, masculine, feminine nouns, all the nouns which are there on the tables that you have to practice by putting articles along with noting down and practicing in the notebook again and again. Then third, make sentences, start forming basic sentences that you have learned till now. Okay. Fourth, you form a group together, start fixing up a hour, any 1 hour or 2 hour together every day apart from the class days. And then you practice among yourselves. You have the WhatsApp group again to put anything and everything that you want to ask and whatever you're practicing, so that you know help each other as well as engage each other also, right? This way you'll have the excitement of learning together. Got it?
Yes. Right.
So I want to see
Yes.
some kind of action from you guys. Okay,
Yes. No problem.
Okay.
till we meet next. Au revoir.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
tomorrow, what time is the class, sir?
You can keep at the similar time, or you can message me and ask me. If you want some different time, you can message me and ask me tomorrow. And if you ask me about around 10 o'clock, we can confirm.
Yeah, I think 3 to 5 is good, right? Otherwise, what do you say, Jitin?
I